Uh, is anyone's mic is making noise? Or is it just me? Hello?
It's Linda.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So given this setup, how many variables would we need to maintain to keep track of the word count for the different combination that would come up? So three-way classification for both frequency and length. And now keeps clicking. Okay. Yeah. So for both frequency and length. So this is related to which problem? Yeah. What was your question in this? Then I will be able to answer better.
So
Hello?
it is based on the lecture itself.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Who is that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What was your
It was, the doubt was not mine. I understood it.
you know,
Sir, I did not get the question properly. What was being asked in the question?
okay. Yeah. So just a minute. Huh? Anyone else has doubts in 3.3? Why it keeps clicking? Just a minute. I'll just pull up the slides. Question number 3.3, right? Yeah. So who said who got this answer? Hello? Hello?
So
Yeah. Yeah. Could you
Yes, sir.
explain?
yeah, currently there is 2 rows and 2 columns for frequency, 2 classifications, short and long, and frequency and length. So you have 4 cells essentially. Now another row and another column is being added, like medium for both frequency and length. So now it is becoming a 3 by 3 table. So the essential
So the combination
answer
is 9.
yes, yes, sir.
No,
This
but
is how they did it in the video, lecture video. So
yeah.
they had
No,
2 by 2.
she said she didn't understand the question. So I was trying
Yes.
to understand what she didn't understand. So we plan to have three-way classification for both. So originally in the lecture, it is 2 by 2, is it?
Sir, it was not 2 by 2 actually. It was like we were taking short and long words, and at the same time, low frequency and high frequency words. So that means we are taking first low frequency and long words, then short frequency long words, low frequency short words, and short frequency short words.
So that's
It's like
essentially 2 by 2, right? So you have 4
Right, sir.
possibilities. When you add 2
Yes.
more
We have
possibilities.
to add medium also.
Yeah.
but
So
later
now
are
we
adding
have
it.
a medium frequency in addition to high and low. So you have 2 more options coming in, right?
Yeah.
Right, sir.
Hello. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
But the question is asking for variables.
Sorry, what was that?
Sir, but the question is asking for variable. We are trying to get units.
Units?
Cells, we are counting the cells, but the question is asking for variables.
Yeah, how many variables? So essentially, initially you had only frequency and length based on high and low, right? So you had 4 variables, right? You divided 2 variables into 4 sections, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
now
sir.
you are adding medium to that, to both
Yes.
medium frequency and medium length. So you have addition of 2 again.
Yes, sir, I got it.
Yeah, so that's how it became 9. Anyone else has a query in this? Hello?
Sir, activity question 3.8, sir. I have doubt.
3.8. Huh? 3.3 is done, right? 3.3 was
Yes,
not
sir.
in the list. Okay. I'll go to 3.8.
2.5.
3.5. Okay. 3.4, no one.
So 3.4 question number 1.
3.4
Can you
question number.
explain this three prices problem? So they couldn't understand the lecture.
Okay, okay. Just give me a minute. Yeah, the 3 prices problem is also discussed, right, in yesterday's session in detail.
Yes.
Yeah, so the video will be up. We will try to cover as many queries as many possible. Mostly, I will try to interact through questions only, so that I understand what is missing. Okay, 3.4 question 1, right? If ABC are 3 candidates who have obtained the 3 prizes, which of the following statements are true? If it is a multiple select question.
Sir, I went for option C and D.
Option C and D, all 3 feature in the list of the top 3 scorer in every subject. Each one of them should have come within the top 3 score in at least one of the subject. Yeah, so what was the answer?
So B and D.
Let's check. Okay. So this question is particularly related to the 3 price problem, which is explained by sir, right? So he gave the hypothesis that there should be enough representation of gender also, right?
Right,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, so based on that, not only that, that in
Sir,
that
I
particular,
get why option B is correct, but I want to know why option C is wrong.
all 3 features in the list of the top 3 scorers in every subject. So in each subject, you want them to top. In each subject, the same people have to be top 3. Is it possible? The hypothesis which sir says, right, in the professor says in the lecture, is that that one of them, like that is one of the condition he puts, that one of them has come within the top 3 scorers in at least one of the subject.
Yes, sir.
That is why that option is right. But if all 3 features in like all 3 candidates features in the top 3 scorers in every subject, then you don't have what do you call it, so essentially it could be possible, but most of the time it will not be possible that all 3 of them were the top 3 scorers in every subject. So what they want to see is that at least one of them has to have the highest score in one of the subject. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Does it answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
So why option A is incorrect?
Because he says specifically that you want to have that one of the condition was that you need to have gender what do you call it, representation in the top 3. That's why all 3 are girls is not actually in the 3 prize problem, like whatever he has explained. This is not true, and this is also not true. Only these 2 are true. At least one of them is a girl is also okay. At least one of them is a boy is also okay, in order to maintain the gender ratio in the top 3. Does this answer your query?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So which one was the next question?
The same activity, last question, sir.
Last question.
Sir, why that option D, C, sir? I don't understand, sir.
In a variant of the scores data set, the maximum marks in maths, physics, and chemistry are 95, 96, and 97 respectively. A student has scored 94 in all three subjects and has topped the class based on the total marks. Will she get a prize? Top the class based on the total marks. But you have, like, so why this is so? Which one you think out of the three is correct?
Sir, B, I did, sir. No, she will not certainly get a prize.
Certainly not get a prize.
Yes, sir. Because 94, no, sir. So 95.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Because
Yeah.
here 94 in all three subjects, sir.
Hmm.
But in the maths, physics, it's 95, 96, and 97, sir.
Hmm.
So it is less, no, sir. So she'll not get a prize.
It displays the maximum marks obtained by other candidates.
Sorry.
Also, I think, sir,
Your
maximum marks.
Yeah, based on the maximum mark, na, she has topped the class based on the total marks. So apart from this, she has this extra qualification. So she has good chances, but not certainty that she will get the prize. So it says that there is a good chance because she has highest total marks. Hello.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I think
Yeah.
without watching the contents of the video, it will be difficult to answer these questions, right?
Yes, yes. The context has to be clear. So
Yes.
most of the context actually directly, because these are activity based questions. So moment you are done with the video, you are supposed to attempt these questions. Yeah. Which question next?
Sir, 3.8, sir, activity.
3.8. 3.7 was someone there. No, 3.5 was also there.
So 3.5, question number 2.
Question number 2. We'll just go chronologically, one by one. Question number 2. Is it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is based on introduction to procedures and parameters. The activity is for you practice. Okay. Is the following statement true or false? The logic used by the procedure max to compute the maximum marks depends on the parameter that is passed to it. So what's your answer?
Sir, I did not get the question.
Okay, let's just see. Okay. The logic used by the procedure max to compute. So this is 3.5, right? Let me just see. Because all the lecture notes are not with me. I'm just cross-checking. It is there with me. I'll just share it with you. It starts with 3.6. Okay. Procedure max to compute the maximum marks depends on the parameter that is passed to it. Yeah, so basically what it is I'm pretty sure that in the procedures and parameters, he creates a procedure called max, and
Yes,
the
sir.
max computes the maximum marks, right? That's what the procedure is for.
Yes, sir.
And it says that it depends on the parameter that is passed to it. The logic. Will the logic depend on the parameter that is passed to it? Let me just
No.
quickly. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, you understood the question or you did not
Yes,
understand?
sir. Yes, I was confused by the word logic. That
Yeah,
what is logic
yeah.
representing it.
So you need to break down the question, like if this is bothering you, right? Just look
Yes,
at
sir.
what the content they are asking upon. Okay. So the logic shouldn't be dependent upon the parameter which is passed. The logic is inbuilt into your procedure as such,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Which question next? 3.5. Anyone?
So 3.3.
3.3. Okay. 3.3. Just in there, right?
Yes, sir.
3.3 question.
So question number 4.
What percentage of the low frequency word reject the hypothesis that low frequency word are long? What's your answer? These are all based on the actually lectures. Unless and I don't play the lecture here, I won't be able to answer you exactly what that is. Yeah. So what was your answer? Hello? What percentage of the low frequency word reject the hypothesis that low frequency words are long? Hello? Hello, whose question was this?
Yes.
Whose question was this? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. You could just explain it, sir.
Yeah. No, for the explanation purpose, right? He actually draws the map, right, for you to see the hypothesis, in which he breaks it down into 4 different quadrants. And based on that, you need to figure out what percentage of low frequency word reject the hypothesis that low frequency words are long.
This question.
So low frequency words are long is the hypothesis. And you want to negate it. That means that low frequency words are not long. If that is true, for what percentage it is true is what you need to look it into the video.
From the in the table, sir,
sir.
those data are given, sir. From there, we can compute
So the
this.
data is given in the question.
Data is given in the question. Okay, here. This is it.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Consider the following table that has generated from the paragraph with 100 words. What type? High frequency and long, low frequency. And so what do you want to reject is that low frequency words are long. So you need to low frequency words and long, right? So what do you
Not
need?
long, sir.
Sorry?
20, sir. Total 20. So out of that, 18 is
Your voice is breaking actually. Hello?
sir. That is total is 20, sir. In that case, 20. Total is 20 of low frequency.
Reject the hypothesis that low frequency words are long. So low frequency words are not long is what you need to add.
Yes, sir. So total, I mean, related to low frequency, their total count is 20. 18 plus 2.
So we have to find the percentage.
Yeah, then out of that, 18
How
is
can we
there.
calculate?
Out of 20, 18 is, there, that low frequency and short.
And so when you take the percentage out of 20, it becomes 9, right? 90%.
Yes, sir.
That's why the answer is 90% in here. Hello?
Yes, sir, it is. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
no. Whose doubt was that? Hello?
Yes, sir, clear.
Cleared, no? Yeah, okay. Next question.
Sir, I have a doubt from 3.1 activity question. The question number 6.
Okay. Assuming that each card in the shopping bill dataset is represented using the following pair table. Can any of the columns from the either table is removed without losing information? What is your answer for this?
Sir, how it could be, sir, total, sir?
Yeah, so see, total is what? when you put all of your costs together, you can generate total, right?
Yes, sir.
But if you remove any of the other features, right, any of the other column, you will lose information. You can always construct the information regarding the total from cost and quantity. Cost, quantity, price will give you total easily.
Yes. Oh,
So that is
that's why the
why,
correct answer is total, sir.
yeah, that is why it is so.
Okay.
Okay.
So I got it.
Yeah. Next
Thank you,
one.
sir.
Hello.
Sir, can you explain the sixth question again?
Which one?
The sixth question, sir.
Sixth question in same.
Yes, sir, this one I lost connection.
Okay. So essentially, your total is nothing but the total cost derived from quantity, price, and cost, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in any other column, if you remove it, you will lose information. You may lose information about IT. You may lose about shop, customer, item category. But if you remove total, you will not lose that information because you can always reconstitute it by using quantity, price, and cost.
Yes, sir, got it.
Which is why even if you remove total, it is fine. Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
Yeah. Next question.
Sir, in lecture 3.7, pseudocodes for procedure and parameter, professor uses two terms, gender and field.
Gender and
Field.
no, I didn't catch the second word. What?
Field.
Field. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I just have a doubt in that.
Okay.
I cannot clarify between gender and field.
Okay. So in procedure, right? The way you write procedure, let me just, is there any procedure question in here? Just give me a second, okay? So what field usually is, I'll just share extra. Share. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Everyone can see this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll try to look at this. So essentially, in now all these are your, what do you call it, procedures, right? So in procedure, what you pass, right, this gen, this is termed as field. Do you understand? So it's kind of like so is this the one you had doubt in? This is what sir covered.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the procedure, like let's take this as an example, right? The procedure adds maths marks, right? It sums up based on your gender. So gender in this case is a field. This can be anything, right? In this particular case, you're passing to this field F as a parameter. So it will count for female. What if you want to do it for male? So in this field, you're just changing it to from F to M. Hello?
So then while writing the pseudocode, we will leave it as gen or we will write F.
So suppose you want the procedure, right? The whole idea of procedure is to generalize a code, right? It can be used for both male and female in this current context. The way we write procedure and the way we call them in actual main program, right? If you look at the program where he's actually calling it, yeah, so in this scenario, right, he's calling this particular procedure sum marks F and chemistry. So he's passing the field as female and the second one is chemistry, right? So in the procedure in here, right, the gen and the field, right? This is what you had the question, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in here, he's passing the chemistry marks. And in here, he is passing just what the gender is. So you can pass any information among these two. That's all it means when you say it is gender for gen and field for chemistry, physics, and math mark, basically.
Yes.
Field is an assigned field name to extract appropriate card entry of x.fld. So instead of x.fld, it will x.chemistry is what it will do automatically. So x.chemistry, it will sum it up if he calls upon this. So in this procedure, these are just the variables you are passing to your procedure. These are defined the way we call the what do you call procedure is by using a syntax like this. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this?
No, sir. Sir, and while writing the pseudo code for procedures, we always have to add that return line.
Yes, because what you are essentially doing, right? The procedure has three main parts, right? First is the way you're defining it and the variables you are sending it to your procedure. Second one is the body of your procedure, and the third one is what you are actually sending back when the procedure is being called. So basically, when you say sum marks F chemistry, it will calculate for the female and for all the chemistry marks, and it will return the addition of that to this particular call. So automatically this sum will get stored in girl chem sum. Understood?
Yes,
so the
yes,
return is important because it tells what, like, you're sending certain information to your procedure and you're getting certain in return back from the procedure. So return is essentially that. That is what it is doing.
Yes.
Okay. Any other query in this? Not, then we will go. Yeah. Are we back on the questions?
No,
Hello?
sir.
No, not yet.
No,
huh?
sir. Yes, only in the PDF, sir.
Okay, okay. Just a minute. Yeah. Are we back?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next question.
Question number 6, sir. The same 3.8.
3.8, question number 6.
Yes, sir.
In the extremely improbable event that all the students have scored 100 in all three subjects, how do you distribute the three prizes? So, which of the four you think is appropriate answer? Let's not look at the answer first. Yeah. Hello?
Sir, it is option B, sir. We randomly pick 2 boys and 1 girl and give them the prices. Option B, sir.
Why 2 boys and 1 girl? Why can't we do 2 girls and 1 boy? We are still doing the same thing, right?
Yes.
We are still following the parameters. So these two options are actually the same.
Yes, sir. The same.
Yeah. So what else you can do? Among the rules he explained, what other rule did he explain in the lecture? Hello?
At least one of them should be a boy, sir.
Yeah. But in this case, everything is same, right? Neither he says that, we will use this as a parameter, the youngest student as a parameter. All he has was one of the clause was that at least one of them should be girl and one of them should be of different gender. These two options are the same. So this cannot be the answer. So in such a scenario where everything is same, there is no way you can differentiate between the students unless and until you apply a new parameter to it to again filter it. So in this, it is suggesting one of the parameters. So unless and until we don't specify any of it, simply the answer would become we do not distribute any prizes.
Sir, if it come in multiple choice, we can do B and C, no, sir. If it is multiple choice.
I think so. But even then, it will not be fair to the students, right? Because everyone has got 100. So it is not that you're testing their capability. It is, randomly. It becomes more like a lottery, right? Whoever
Okay,
wins the
sir.
lottery will get the prize. So it defeats the purpose of why do you want to even give 3 prizes in the first place, right?
Yes, understood.
So
Yes,
out
sir.
of this, if at all I have an option to add my own, I would say the first one could become a probable way of differentiating between the students.
So question
Okay, sir,
number fifth.
understood, sir.
Sorry,
So question number fifth.
fifth in the same, right?
Yes, sir.
For some arbitrary card X, we expect the following statement. Subject topper X 00, subject topper X 100 00, subject topper X 0 50 70. What would be the return value when read from top to bottom? Subject topper, this must be the, yeah, there it is. So subject topper, card, maths marks, physics marks, and chemistry marks. So you're passing these values.
Sir, I have doubt in for question number 4 also.
Sorry, in this question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So consider the procedure, subject topper, card marks. Discuss in the lecture what is the basic data type of the values that this procedure returns. So can anyone briefly tell me what this procedure was in the lecture? Hello? Hello?
As
Am
a
I audible?
professor said about this,
Yeah, go ahead. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, this max mark, physics marks, and chemistry marks stores the third highest marks in each of the subjects.
Okay.
And basically, we are comparing whether the particular card, that is, the particular student has got greater than the third highest mark in any one of the subjects or statement. So if the particular card has gotten any one of the subjects greater than the third highest, that is the max mark, physics mark, or chemistry marks, it returns true. If all three are false, it returns as false. So this is in the procedure it is given if subject topper, procedure call, it is a conditional false. So it is asking whether it is true or false, the condition.
Okay. So given then what information he has provided, if the subject topper is only going to give you return you a value which is true or false, that means it comes into Boolean data type, right? It is neither character, neither integer data type.
So can you explain once again?
So the information which he provided is what he said was that the subject topper procedure takes the value of card, maths mark, physics mark, and chemistry marks, and compares it and sees whether what do you call, so for the second highest, right? Hello?
So third highest marks.
Yeah, for third highest marks, right? So the procedure itself only returns true or false information, right? In the return statement of this particular procedure, if you see, it must be true or false, which is being returned when this function is being called like so. So if that is true,
But we will get some marks, and marks should be in integer category. Integer
No,
data
no.
type.
What you are providing information is in terms of character and in terms of integer data type, right? But what this procedure is returning to you, like I said a minute before, right? What the procedure returns to you in the return statement, right? That decides the data type, because what it is says is what is the basic data type of the value that this procedure returns. So once you call, like in this particular question, right? The card, the maths mark, physics mark, and chemistry mark has been sent to this particular procedure, and it is comparing and it is telling you whether it is true or false for that particular card. If it is false, then it will you do further process on this. But essentially, it is not giving you back integer value or a character value. It is only telling you whether it is true or false. And when it comes to the data type where you have only true and false, it is actually a Boolean data type. That much you agree, right? The Boolean data type only provides you true or false answer. So if this particular procedure only returns you true and false, automatically it becomes the basic data type of the value that this procedure returns is Boolean in nature. So given that information, if you put that information into subject topper x00, so in this case, we are saying the maths, physics, and chemistry marks all are 0. In the second one, we say that 100, 0, 0. So this gives you third highest, right?
Yes, sir.
This procedure. And the third one is x0, 50, 70. So 0, 0, 0, if you look at the data set, do you have anyone having marks smaller than that, lesser than that?
No, sir.
What do you call this for the third highest, right? Just let me pull up, because unless and until you don't look at the procedure, you won't be able to identify what the answer is. Let's take a look at it. That is in the lecture notes. This is 3.8, right? 3.8. Yeah, just let me just pull up this. I will just show you the procedure. Yeah, this is the one, right? The procedure subject topper. It is providing, is everyone able to see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you are providing what information? You are providing card, math, physics math, and chemistry marks, right? If card.math is greater than or equal to math mark, or card.physics is greater than or equal to p mark, so only if this is true, return true. Otherwise, return false, right? So as you can see that it is returning either true or false. That's why it becomes a Boolean data type, whatever is being returned. So it compares each subject's marks on the card with the third highest. One or more comparison should succeed for the OR operator. So let's see. Right. We'll just go back to the question. Yeah. So either one of the condition has to be true, right? For this to return true in the loop. Hello?
Sir, clear.
Yes.
Yes. So either one of the condition has to be true. So in the first, what do you call it? If any one of it is true, it will return true. So if you look at the question, it says x00, 100, 00, and 0, 50, 0. So one of the condition will always be true, right? Card.maths is greater than or equal to math mark. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So essentially what it is comparing this mark to math mark. Card.math is greater than or equal to M mark, P mark, C mark. Just a minute, huh? Yeah. Hello? Yeah. So essentially, we are providing information that the what do you call the marks, right? The second highest or third highest marks are 0, 0, 0, 100, 0, 0, or 0, 50, 70. And we are comparing with the card. So we know that the minimum marks which we can obtain is 0 or it is higher, right? So the condition there is greater than or equal to 0, right?
Yes.
Right. That is
Yes,
why
sir.
any one of the condition will return true because you have zeros in it, right? So the card may have 0 marks or less. I mean, what do you call? Or greater than 0 marks, right? That is why the option true, true, true in all three scenarios will come because any one of the condition will become true. Hello? Does that answer
Yes,
your
sir, clear.
question?
Yes, sir.
Not
Thank
clear.
you so much.
I don't understand.
Sir.
See, what you're passing, right, is the card information and you're sending, what do you call, with the third highest mark. So these are all third highest marks, right? So what if my third highest mark are 0, 0, 0? Hmm? In the card, suppose I have marks, 0 or more than 0, right? So if a card has marks 0 or more than 0, this condition will turn true, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So because you have 0 in all of the four options, right? One of the marks is 0. So the condition that this will satisfy is true, which is why it will return true when this procedure is called upon. So in your question, when the procedure is called upon, what they want is what it is this particular call will return. That's why it will return for each case true, true, and true.
So that means we don't need to look at the second and third cases.
We don't need to, no.
Okay,
For
sir.
this
Got it.
particular case, right, it is only relevant to the third highest mark. That's what is being shown. And if the third highest mark is 0, that means, all the statements will become true automatically because in this case, all three are 0. In this case, 2 are 0. In this case, 1 is 0. So one condition will become true, which will make the loop return true value. Return the what do you call procedure, that procedure to return true, which is why we get all the three trues. Yeah. Still have doubt in this question?
No, sir.
Okay. Next question.
Sir,
So question 1.
Yeah.
sir, it's written then read from top to bottom.
What would be the written values when read top to bottom? Okay. But even if you read it from top to bottom, do you think that this will have an effect on the outcome?
No, sir.
No, right?
Okay, sir. Clear.
This is just, this is where you will get lost because the order doesn't matter. Each of the call is, sending values to your procedure. Procedure is comparing the marks which is stored in the X. So the order doesn't matter in this particular scenario.
Okay, sir. Clear.
Yeah. So next question was number 1, is it? This one? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, consider the following code block in the procedure, top 3 marks, subject discussed in the lecture. If X dot subject is greater than max, third max is equal to second max is equal to max is equal to X dot subject. Assume that we call the procedure top 3 marks math an intermediate stage in the execution of this procedure. Right. Yeah, Zaid, did you raise the hand? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hello. So an intermediate stage in the execution of this procedure, we find the variables having the following values. Max is equal to 88, second max is equal to 76, third max is equal to 68. For the next card that we pick up from pile 1, the condition in the above if statement evaluates to true. The next card we pick from the pile 1, the condition. What could be the smallest value of the math mark on this card? Yeah, so what was your question?
So here it's asking that what should be the smallest value so that the data shouldn't change, right?
What could be the smallest value of the math mark on this card? No, but we call the procedure intermediate stage and execution. This procedure very table having the following values. Max is equal to 88, second max is equal to 68. The next card we pick up from pile 1, the condition in the above statement evaluates to true. So this is true, that X dot subject is greater than max. What could be the smallest value of the, so what was your answer?
So why couldn't it be 67?
Yeah, so read carefully. So what it is saying is that for the next card that we pick up from the pile, the condition in the above if statement evaluates true. So this if statement is true. That means that X dot subject is greater than max. So whichever next card has more marks than math. So what is the minimum value this will have, right? So the maximum is 88, right? And because it is greater than and not greater than or equal to, we can clearly see only one mark up, right, will suffice this condition. That's why it becomes 89, right? We are not comparing for the third max, right?
Yes, sir.
So which is why the value is actually 89 and not 69. And does that answer your question?
Yes, sir, fine.
Sure, right? Because this is the condition we are testing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but if we take 89, then this data will change. Maximum will be 89, second max will be 88. Like that, the data will be changed.
The data has to change, right? Because it says that the condition in the above statement evaluates true. That means this statement is true. That means x dot subject mark is higher than max mark. Current max marks are 88. So the next highest mark, which is the minimal rise, will be 89, right? Given that marks are are integers and not float.
Yes, sir. Means the data should be changed, right?
Yeah, the data will change.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next question.
The 3.6 question number 7.
3.6 question number 7. Yeah, is the following statement valid? Some marks F chemistry is equal to 10. What is this? What does the following procedure compute assuming that it accepts genders as an argument? Procedure mystery. Gen form 0.
It's separate question.
Sorry,
It's a different question.
this question.
Question number 7.
Question number 7. Yeah, even if it is question number 7, it is calling some marks, right?
Yes.
So that means you have to look at the procedure, some marks here, right? Consider the procedure, some marks, gen, field, discuss in the lecture. Statement 1 is some marks, so gen and field, some marks. Let me just quickly pull up that document. This is 3.6. 3.6 lectures. Gen marks, right? Was it some marks, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the this is the procedure which is being called, right? And the question was, so in this, pick a card moves. So it is just summing up according to the gender and the field. So returns sum. Okay. The question was, is the following statement valid? Where some marks is F, comma, chemistry is equal to train. What is your answer? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
It is wrong actually. Why do you think it is no? Think about it. The way we call a function, right? We can store a value of a the value of a procedure which is being called into a variable, but you cannot assign a value to a function call, to a procedure call. Understood? This is a procedure, right? So
Yes,
when you
sir.
call this procedure, it will give you some value, right? Some summation it will do and it will return it to you. You cannot provide this equals to 10, right?
Okay, sir.
This is not a variable, right? You can store the value which is returned by this procedure into a variable, but you cannot assign a value to a procedure.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah. Why do you think it was yes?
No, sir. I think.
Yeah, you must have gotten confused because you only must have seen this part and not even I did that, right?
Yes.
So what's the next question?
So question 1.
Just one doubt from the related assignment question number 8.
Just a minute. 3.61, right?
Yes, sir. Here, why not option 1 and 2 are correct?
Okay, refer to the procedure some math discussed at the beginning of the lecture, which of the following expression calculates the sum of marks of all students in the data set. You have to calculate the sum of math marks. Okay. It is multiple select question. Okay. Yeah, what was your question? One more time. What was your answer for this?
So I thought all the 4 options were correct, but one first and second option are not correct.
Yeah. Let's say last two are correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the answer should be fine, right? Any query in this question?
So why not option first and second are correct?
Yeah, because you see the way the procedure is what do you call declared, right? The procedure is some math and it only takes one parameter, right? It doesn't take two parameters. In here, you're passing male as well as female, right, to it. So this is a wrong procedure call. Either you can pass F or you can pass M, not both at once, which is why these two are false and this is the true. Yeah.
We could write gen comma gen.
Sorry.
If we could write gen comma gen, then we could.
You could do that. Then you're essentially providing it two different variables, and then you need to modify the procedure itself to accommodate for two different parameters.
Okay.
And
Yes.
it will beat the purpose because the procedure you usually design to generalize a process, right? In this, we are generalizing a process where gender is being provided and it will provide you some of math marks. But if you start providing both male and female in here itself, then you are just writing one big pseudocode instead of writing a procedure, right?
Yes.
Because for gen, you have only two values, F or M, in this particular scenario, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So next question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. You
Sir,
said something about week 2, right?
No, sir. In this question.
Next question.
This question, sir.
Could you repeat, please?
That in question number 5.
Question number first in week
That this question 3.6.
3.6. Question number 1. You still have doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is your doubt?
Sir, in option number 1, can I say it's a store the math marks of male and female?
No, see, the question, if you read it carefully, right, it says that this procedure has been discussed with you in the beginning of the lecture, right? So this information is already provided to you. Given this information, which of the following is true? Is what the question asks you. You can write your own procedure, different procedure to do a lot of different things. But the point is that given this information, which of the following is true is what is being asked to you in this particular question. So they are just asking which function, which procedure call is actually correct out of this 4. Which is why second and third option is right. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question, please.
I heard about them that you did the same question number 8.
Question number 8 in
Rated assignment week 2.
week 2. Could you speak a little louder because your voice is very low.
Rated assignment week 2.
Graded assignment week 2. Question number
8.
Has it not been discussed yesterday?
So it was discussed yesterday, but sir, I couldn't understand.
Oh, this is the same thing we discussed, right?
So now, sir, question number 8.
8. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 8. Yeah. What's your doubt?
Sir, as it was explained yesterday, sir, we had first full stop at 7th word, and next was at 4th, and the third was at 5th.
Given the pseudocode what data set at the end of the execution count finds the number of sentences with least number of words. Choose the correct option to complete the pseudocode. Yeah. So what was your answer?
So I couldn't understand the question.
Could you speak little, louder into the mic because your voice is not audible. Hello?
Sir, I couldn't understand the question.
You couldn't understand the question. Okay.
Yeah,
What
sir.
what it is telling you is that you need to figure out what the statement 1 is and what the statement 2 is in this. And what
Yes,
it
sir.
is doing is that the count at the end, right? So where is that? The count you see here in these statements, you have to find the statement such that when you run this pseudo code, it will find the number of sentences with the least number of words.
So here I have a doubt, sir. We found that the third sentence had 3 words, and we updated the statement to as count is equal to 1. And sir, again, when we arrived at the fifth statement, then also we had the 3 words, and then we updated the statement 1, which was count is equal to count plus 1. So, sir, my doubt is that the third statement data was lost. It was not recorded. Why is it that, sir?
Could you repeat that? Why was what?
Actually, sir, uh,
Hello?
so the third statement,
Hmm.
the third sentence is the given data of this had words, and it ended with a full stop. So it had 3 words.
Hmm.
And sir, in that we had a less than b, so we assigned the value of b is equal to a, and then sir, the statement 2 count is equal to 1 was executed here.
Hmm.
And again on the fifth statement, we had the same number of words, that 3, and at that time we updated the count is equal to count plus 1, that is statement 1.
Hmm.
So we had data of only the fifth statement, that it has till now the least number of words. But the data that there is also previous statement having the same words was not recorded.
Yeah, because your condition is like that, right? Hello?
Hello, yes, sir.
Yeah, so what you're comparing initially is if A is equal to B. If that is not true, then you're looking at if A is less than B. Right? If A is
I
less
think
than,
I'm not able to explain the question what I have in mind.
could you put this in the discourse, like with your discussion, so that we get the context also why you're asking this question. We can better
Okay, sir,
approach
I'll
it that
put
way.
it there.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
sir.
put it up whatever you feel like it, and we'll answer it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And you
Sir?
can tag us there. Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So my question is why statement 2 is not updated?
Why statement 2?
Yes, sir. Why statement 2 is not updated? It is only one, sir, for a send. I mean, if it satisfy the condition, it's still one. Why it is not updated? So
Why
can
the
you explain
count?
the question with some example?
Sorry.
So can you please explain this question with some example?
I think we have already been through this, right, in yesterday's class, yesterday's live session, right? I was thinking I will cover everything in the week 3 at least, so that if you have a query, right, we can give a detailed answer in the discourse. That way we can move possibly to the the 4th week questions also. Is that fine?
Yeah, okay. Sir.
Yeah. Just whatever you feel like it, right, put it there. Why do you feel that that is right, and we will get back to you with the detailed explanation why it is so. Even if you want an example, we will put it there. Okay.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So week 3 questions.
So I had a question on
3 point.
week 3 assignment 3.9,
Assignment. Okay.
question number 3.
Practice assignment, right?
No,
Activity question.
activity, no, 3.9,
Okay.
question number 3.
Okay.
Here there is a question on these two procedures. Basically, what I don't understand is the difference between interface and implementation. So if you could please just clarify this.
Okay.
Raghav, can you also explain activity question 3.6 question 3?
Activity question 3.63.
Yes, sir. Third question.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'll get back to this. Okay, I'll explain that procedure, this interface. 3.6,
Question 3.
question 3. Did we not go through that already? Question number 3, this one. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. What does the following procedure compute? Assume that it accepts gender as an argument. Okay. So what is your question in this? Hello?
Could you explain it once?
Okay. So the procedure takes an argument. We have two counters which we have initialized to 0. So we are counting also and we are summing also. We are adding. So while pile 1 has more cards, pick a card X from pile 1, move X to pile 2. The condition in each of the card which we are checking is if the gender is gen, right? So suppose we provided female here, it will test that whether it is true or false. If it is true, then it will count it. So it is basically counting how many cards there are with female gender. And then it is summing the physics marks in this particular statement. And what it is being returned to this procedure is sum by count. So essentially an average marks of a girl student or whichever gender it is. So for example, we took female. So this will give you sum divided by count. That is what average is, right? So in this case, it is for specifically for physics.
Yes, sir.
Cleared?
Sir, clear.
Okay. What was that? 3.9, right? 3.9. Last question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
3.9, question number 3.
3. Yeah. Consider the following procedure. Procedure 1, procedure 2. Both procedure accepts a pair of integers and returns the same value when a given pair of arguments are passed to them. That is when the functional identity, they are functionally identical. In addition, both procedure produce identical side effects. Which of the following statements are true? Both of them have the same interface, but could have different implementation. Both of them have same implementation, but could have different interfaces. Neither of the interface nor the implementation is common across the two procedures. Insufficient information. We need to look at the code to arrive at a decision. So both procedure accept a pair of integers and returns the same value when a given pair of argument are passed to them. In addition, both procedure produces identical side effect. Okay. Yeah. So in this particular example, so when he talks about interface, right?
Yes.
When
yes,
professor talks about interface, so essentially you assume that your main program is different, right?
Okay.
Your pseudocode is different, and then your procedure is entirely different. The procedure can be, let's assume that you can make a procedure independent entity and you can use it in many number of pseudocodes,
right.
your programs, right?
Hmm.
So essentially what procedure has to do is that given certain inputs from your program, it should give you some output in a
Right.
desired format. So the condition which professor talks about, right, when he talks about side effect, is that suppose the data which is given to this particular procedure has to be written in the same format. If not, then we have certain side effect to it, right?
Yes.
That your procedure is somehow altering the sequence of it, or it is modifying the values in the data itself, right? That is
Yes.
what the side effect is. So interface is between these two. So you have a pseudocode, you have a procedure, and the way these two interact with each other is determined by the interface. So in this scenario, the interface is like you're passing certain things to this interface. This interface takes these things and provide it to the procedure. In return, procedure takes the output and provides it to the interface, which is being passed to your pseudocode. So essentially, it is an what do you call it? In engineering, we usually say that, let us assume. So hypothetically, you're assuming there exists an interface where when certain things are given to a particular function, certain information is given in return without them interacting with each other directly.
Okay.
That is what the interface means. Now, the implementation. So the implementation in this context is that the procedure, the pro 1 and pro 2 are two different procedures. They may come to the same results, but their approach could be totally different. The way internal code works could be very different. So when it says that implementation, it means that it is taking the same arguments, it is giving you the same output, or it is returning you the same values, but the way it is doing it is entirely different. That is what the implementation means in this context.
Okay, so when they say they are functionally identical, it doesn't mean that they are coming at it the same way. They may be coming at it through different ways. Okay.
Yes. So the good example would be, I think it will be next week, but nested iteration is done, right?
I think so, sir. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so just assume a process in which you are nesting, you are calling a lot of things. It's very computationally rigorous. You're doing a lot of manual calculations to get to a result. And another procedure is such a way that it is smartly using whatever resources it has and giving you an output in minimum number of steps.
Okay.
Essentially, you're getting the same output, but the amount of computation done by, or the way it is done in a one particular procedure is entirely different than the other one. That is what the implementation actually means.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here it says both of them have the same interface, but they could have different
implementation. That's what exactly it means, right?
Right. So
this is what we.
Okay. So if suppose there is a pseudo code, I could put in procedure 1 or I could put in procedure 2 and I would get the same result. Except that procedure 1 processes it in a different way and procedure 2 processes it in a different way.
So essentially your change is in the pseudocode which you put inside the procedure, the way you're approaching the problem, right? You're taking certain inputs and you're providing certain return values in the procedure. The way you're doing it using your pseudocode is different. So the pseudocode essentially are different in both the cases, but they're achieving the same target. That is why it says the implementation is different. So the pseudocode is different. But they are giving you they are taking the same input and providing you with the same return values. That's why the interface is the same.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Activity 3.7 question 1.
3.7 question 1. This one. If a student has topped the class in terms of total marks obtained, which of the following is true? This is the question, right? Hello?
Yes.
In terms of total marks. Which of the, student has certainly. So what it is assumed, the information provided you is that the student has topped the class, right, in terms of total marks. So you don't know its individual marks at all, but overall he is a topper. Which of the following statement is true in that scenario? The student certainly has topped in every subject. Not necessarily true, right?
Yes, sir.
The student has certainly topped. Like, what is your answer out of this?
I was confused between option the may not have taught and certainly taught in at least one subject, because in previous question which we discussed, like I thought similar way, sir. The three of them may have taught in at least one of the subjects. Okay.
So, like, in the, I think, just discuss question, right? He may not have topped in any of the subjects, but he's still the topper, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, does that answer your question or not? Or do you want me to explain it? Each option. Huh?
The second option.
The student has certainly topped in at least one of the subject. It is not necessarily true, right? It could be true. What it says, it has certainly topped.
Yes, sir, got it.
Right? Certainly means for sure he has topped in one of the subject. That is not what you can make an argument. That is true. The student
Sir?
may, sorry.
Please continue.
Yeah. So in all of the 4 options, you can see the word used certainly, right? So the option which are not
Got it.
true. Yeah. Okay.
So 3.4 activity question 3 and 6.
3.4
Yes, sir.
activity question. Question number?
Third.
Okay.
So actually, I have a confusion between third and sixth. My answers, which I have solved, are actually interchangeable. The third answer is what I have found in sixth. So I have a confusion between third and sixth.
Third is, let me just check. Question number 3 and question number 6, is it?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, the orders are reversed. That's
Okay. If ABC. So
The
this
third
is related,
question.
right?
Yes, sir. Both of them are related. Third question.
No, it is not. The 1 and 2 are not related, right?
Yes, sir. Third.
Yeah. How many pairwise comparisons among the variable and card are needed to update all the variables? Note that each pair consists of a card and one of the 3 variables.
So there is a paragraph above it.
Let max 1, max 2, and max 3 represent 3 variables that keep track of maximum marks, such that max 1 is the highest, right?
Yes.
Max 3 is the lowest. The current values are as follows. So you have these values. Let us assume that we have always compare a new card first with max 1, then with max 2, and finally with max 3. A new card is now picked up from the pile 1, and that has math marks 95. How many pairwise comparisons among the variable and cards are needed to update all the variables? Note that each pair consists of a card and one of the 3 variables.
I think the answer should be 3.
Why?
The first we are comparing 95 with max 1. So now 89 was replaced by 95, and then we compare 89 by 78 and then 78 by 61. So now the max 1 becomes max 2 and max 2 becomes max 3 and max 1 becomes 95. So in total 3 comparisons.
But you are not doing those comparisons, right? You already know that the top one is 89, right? As of now.
As of now, but then
Right.
now
you don't need to do a comparison. You need only one comparison because you only need to compare it with the maximum mark, right?
So 95 max 1, and then sir 89, then where will 89 go? Then we'll compare it with max 2, and then we'll find out that now 78 will get replaced by 89. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but what the question it asked you is that how many pairwise comparison among the variables and cards are needed to update all the variables? Pairwise comparison is only one, right?
Pairwise comparison.
You're only matching max 1 with math marks, right? The current math marks. That is the only comparison you're doing, right? Rest of the things is just reassigning, right?
Okay.
So the pairwise comparison is only one. You only need to test this condition with the maximum mark. That is it.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay. Sixth question is also similar.
So question number 6. Now repeat all the previous questions by changing the order of comparison with the 3 variable. That is, let us assume that we compare new card first with max 3, then with max 2, and finally with max 1. A new card is now picked from pile 1 and has the math marks of 93. Now in this scenario, how many you should see?
3.
How many pairwise? Now in this scenario, right, you need to know like what was that? Max 3 was 67, right?
Yes,
then max 2 was 78, and then max 1 was 89. So now 95 will be compared with max 3. Is it higher or lower? It is higher. Then it will be replaced. Then again it will be compared with max 2, right? Again another pairwise comparison will come, and the maximum will be replaced. Then again, it will be compared again, right, with max 1. So in this scenario, because you're going bottom to top approach, that's why you have 3 pairwise comparison. And it only because you're only comparing one mark with all 3. In this particular scenario, you're only comparing with the max 1. That is what they have specifically mentioned also, right? That the new card first with max 1. And in this case, the new card first with max 3. That is where you will see that, the pairwise comparison will become 1 there and 3 here.
Sir, what about then rearranging max 1, max 2, max 3 values?
So those are just reassigning, right? You are not comparing them. The question asks you how many pairwise comparisons. That is what is being asked. We are not accounting for how many reassignments we have to do.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next question, please.
Sir, fourth one.
Which one?
So can you please tell me about 3 point?
Sorry, again?
Fourth question. Fourth question, sir.
So question number 3.8.
3. No, 1 by 1. Okay. Who said week 3 or week 4?
Hello.
Hello.
So week 3.
Week 3. Which one?
So 3.8, question number 3.
3.8. Question number 3. In the procedure top 3 marks subject, we are just returning third max. Which of the following option gives the correct reason behind this decision? Top 3 marks, we are returning third max. Okay. This is the procedure, right? Yeah. So what is your answer? Hello? 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 Hello?
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
3.4 was fourth question, sir.
No, like who said 3.8 and third question?
I
Hello?
don't know, sir. Sir, my question 3.4 fourth question, sir.
Fourth question. Okay. 3.4 fourth question. Yeah, what's your question in here? What will be the value of max 1, max 2, and max 3 after update?
Sir.
Hello? Yeah, what is
Sir,
the question in this?
Sir, how do you do? How do you do, sir, that question?
Sorry?
That question, how do you do, sir?
How to do this question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in this question, if you see, these are linked question, right, from 3 to 5. So in this particular scenario, they have told you that max 1 is the highest and max 3 is the lowest. They are given you the value max 1, max 2, max 3. And they are saying that, new card is introduced and it is first compared with the max 1. So it is being compared with the max 1 and we see that it is being replaced. 95 is being replaced here. The question simply is that you need to add up these 3 marks. So you already have max 2, max 3 and the new max 1, max 2 and max 3 that you add up, and I think that total should be this. Hello?
Sir, coming, sir, answer.
Sorry?
That answer is...
Sir, it is coming, sir.
It is coming, no? Okay. Yeah, next question, please. I think I'll take
3.1, question number 6. 3.1.
3.1, question number 6.
I
Okay.
did not understand, sir. How can we delete a column with how can we delete the column without losing information, sir?
Yeah, so essentially the information which is stored in the total is combination of the information which is already present in quantity, price and cost.
Sir, but what about customer and what about category?
We are not removing this. So if you remove the customer, right, customer's information will be gone. So you don't, what if you ask a question, which customer has frequented a particular store. You cannot answer that question by using this data, right? Because you lost that information when you deleted customer. Suppose you ask a question, I want to know how many, total how much has been spent on clothes in a particular department store. That information may be under category. That will be lost if you delete that. Same is true with the item. What if you want to know just, I want to know total amount of milk which has been purchased. So that information will be lost. In this scenario, if you remove total also, you can reconstitute that by using this
Acha,
column.
okay, fine, I get it.
Okay, next question, please. Hello?
So there's a question for practice in the practice assignment. Question number 9.
Okay.
Yes, week 3 practice assignment. Question number 9. There's the solution is there, sir, but cannot understand this whole thing.
The following pseudo code is executed using the scores dataset. What will count represent at the end of the execution? This is the question, right?
Yes,
you have
sir.
doubt upon. Okay. So initializing, we are initializing count variable. As usual, we initialize with 0 because there is nothing to count, right?
Yeah.
While then we are going row by row in a table, right?
Yes.
And then again, we have a nested loop, right?
Yeah.
Again, we are moving that particular row to a table 2, and again that row we will compare with table 1. This is what they are doing right here.
Yes.
Right. So you have count is equal to count plus compare something x dot total y dot total. Now your procedure, you should look at it here. Okay, we'll look at it. So essentially it is counting from whatever output they are getting written from this procedure.
Yes.
They are using that to count, to increase the count or decrease the count. And then they are finally moving that row to next table, and then moving all the rows again to table 3. Again, they are starting all over again.
Yes.
So the procedure is compare something. Now it is taking 2 arguments, A and B, right?
Yeah.
So the A argument in the first scenario is x dot total and y dot total, right? So they are comparing total among the 2 rows, right?
Yes.
So if the total of x is greater than total of y, right?
Yes.
That is what is being asked. If that is true, return -1.
Yeah.
If that is true, it will go here, it will return -1. So count will get decreased. If that is not true, then it is providing you returning 1. So it will increment by 1. So, and then it will stop comparing. So essentially, every time you have, what do you call it? The total marks which are higher than the next row, right?
Yeah.
So the first row to the next row, the count is decreasing, and when the count is higher in the newer row, right, in the white row, then it is increasing. That is what it is. Y dot total and x dot total. Oh, no. The thing is that you see here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have x dot total and y dot total, and in the second one, they are sending y dot total to x dot total. So they are comparing both ways. So in the first scenario, you're getting, if this is big, you're sending it -1. But in the second one, if this is big, you're sending 1 to second count.
So won't they always nullify each other?
So count is equal to count plus. Suppose this condition is true and it is returning minus. So the count will become -1, right?
Yes.
But then in this scenario, the -1 count will be added by 1. So it will again become 0. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're essentially operating on the same variable.
Yes.
So what's your answer in this?
No, I thought that it would be 0. I thought it will come to always 0, but I was wrong, sir. It says I don't know. I'm not sure what the correct answer is. But I was wrong from saying that it will always be 0 because I thought it will nullify each other and always come to 0.
Okay, the answer is twice the number of pairs of students who have same total of marks. Yeah, so the catch here is, what if, you have equal marks, the students have equal mark, right? In this scenario, if that is true, it will always return 1, right?
Okay, right, okay.
Understood. That's how it got twice.
Okay.
So even you missed that and I missed that when we just went through the code. But when we look at the option and we tried thinking about the different what do you call it?
Right.
Conditions, then it makes sense.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next question.
So,
Excuse
Yeah.
me, sir.
can you
Yeah.
please explain line
Sir,
number 7 and 8 here?
3.9 question number 3.
3.9 question number 3.
So, I have a doubt in this question.
Same question. Okay.
Yes, sir. Line number 7 and 8. I don't understand.
Okay. So you have essentially working on the same count variable. Okay. So initially the count is 0. Say the total marks, right? From X and Y and X. So essentially you are sending it to the same procedure. Do you understand, right? In first scenario, X dot total will become A. And in the second scenario, Y dot total will become A. That much you understood, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if either of it is greater, right? If X dot total is greater than Y dot total, or Y dot total is greater than X dot total, the count will remain 0. But only in the case where X dot total and Y dot total both are true or both are equal, only then it will return 1, right? Only then the count will go up. And the count will go up twice. One with this statement, first statement, and second with this statement, right?
Yes, sir.
That's why twice the number of pairs of students who have the same total mark. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 3.9, which question?
The question number 3.
Question number 3. Yeah, this is the one which discussed, right? What is your query regarding this question?
So interference and
What is interface and what is implementation?
implementation.
Yeah, so in this particular question, if you look closely, hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so in this particular question, it is you have two procedures, right? The procedures are taking same inputs and giving you same output. That much you understood in this question?
Yes, sir.
So essentially, they are functionally identical, right? So the procedure produces identical side effects. That is also true. What is true among the following options? Okay. So do you want to know what the interface is and what the implementation is?
Sir, I have a doubt
In?
What is the difference between implementation and
Yes. So interface is nothing. So the implementation is you can have a different pseudocode present in the first procedure, and you can have a very different approach which you have used to create a different pseudocode in procedure 2. But they are taking the same input and giving you the same output. So the way you implemented this particular procedure to get the output, right, the same return value, could be different. That's why the implementation could be different. The way you approach to write this procedure 1 is different than the procedure 2. But essentially, they are providing you the same answers, which is why that it says it could have different implementations. But why it has same interface? Because the idea, the concept of interface, or the idea of interface is that you take certain set of inputs, you give certain set of inputs to a procedure, and procedure gives you certain set of outputs from its side. That is the only transaction which is happening between a pseudocode and a procedure. That much you understood, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that means your interface essentially, whatever is given and whatever is taken remains the same, which is why both of them have the same interface. But because the pseudocode with which they must have implemented this code in each, the result in each of the procedure could be different, which is why it could say, but could have a different implementation. Pay attention to the word could. It doesn't say that it will have different implementation, but it could have. There is a possibility that it may have a different way the code is implemented in procedure Pro 1 and Pro 2. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Last question, please. Next question, please. Hello? 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 Yeah, so if there are no any further questions, I'll just stop the session for today. The week 4, don't worry, we will cover it up in the this coming week's sessions. Okay. Is that fine?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for being such a sporty audience. It was good to interact with you. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.